Shavkat just literally Mario Bautista. You guys will say Mario Bautista deserves to be beheaded for how he performed against Jose Aldo. Makes it super boring. But Shavkat literally just did the same thing for like 70% of that fight. There was the odd like right hand that he would land, spinning wheel kick that he would throw. But Shavkat literally Mario Bautista that whole fight. Wasn't trying to take Ian Gary down against the cage. Like he'd show some upper body takedowns, but he was content with just holding him. Held him against the cage the whole time. And I'm not here being an Ian Gary fan and angry about it, but like he's had so like in the last fight with Wonderboy too, the first round was kind of like this, like just kind of holding him against the fence, and then he got the takedown eventually and got the finish. I mean, maybe Ian Gary just has stonewall takedown defense, but it didn't look like Shavkat was really trying to get a takedown in the first two rounds. And then I think it was in the fourth, after he lost the third round on the feet, in the fourth he finally shoots and gets it. Like out in the open shoots, gets the takedown, does good work on top. I thought it ended up being 3-2 probably for Shavkat. But man just held him against the cage. People will hate on Mario Bautista for employing that game plan of holding someone against the cage, but Shavkat does the same thing. Killer dude. He's gonna kill Bilal. I don't know. Bilal? I've seen some comments where people are like, Bilal's gonna destroy him, which like you would never see back when Shavkat beat Geoff Neal, or like before Bilal won the belt. But maybe people starting to see Bilal. I mean, even if Bilal wins, it's going to be a decision. Like, he won't finish Shavkat. There's no way. But that fight should be interesting. And Ian Gary proved pretty solid. He was pretty inactive on the feet. And maybe it just seemed that way because of how much clinching there was in the fight. But, like, it was mostly low kicks, stomp, jab. I don't even remember him throwing a right hand. I think he threw a couple spinning back fists, and then Shavkat would immediately throw a spinning back fist after. Yeah, pretty dull fight all around, honestly. I'll cover a little bit of the rest of the night. Pantoja in the main event. Those boys were quick. Those knees from Massacre are scary and very fast, but Pantoja did a good job avoiding them, and his scrambles to the back are just beautiful. And got the sub. I don't even think he had it like figure four locked. He just kind of had it and then was gripping the shoulder. Looked like I don't know if Asakura went out because Asakura was like tapping, but he kind of like went like limp for like a little bit. Not a little bit, for like a second. And then he went to tap. So, but the fight was over. Gon and Volkov. Gon definitely did not win that fight. I think it was a clear 2-1 for Volkov. And Gon, I don't think thought he won the fight either. And then Dana went over to Volkov after. But Volkov looked good. I thought Volkov was just being awkward on the feet, throwing shots that heavyweights don't normally throw, like lots of teeps, high kicks, which obviously heavyweights, like most heavyweights can't even throw a high kick. Picture Parker Porter throwing a high kick, and then he threw a spinning back fist that like caught Gon right on the end of his face and shot spit everywhere. And what was the other one? It was teeps, high kicks, and like spinning back fists. He was just throwing unorthodox techniques, not keeping it like a technical kickboxing match for the most part. And then when he wanted to implement some wrestling, he did. And Gon even implemented some good wrestling. His grappling looked alright. Got some counter takedowns and spent some time on top. But I think Volkov won that fight pretty clearly 2-1. I don't know, the judging wasn't great on that. Next, Kron Gracie, Bryce Mitchell. I'm not even going to go on about this one because I'm going to make another video about the Gracie and Mobstar situation. If there's anything else to talk about, Korean Superboy looked decent. His counter wrestling was good and grappling looked solid. Reyes and Smith was weird. I might do another video on that too. Luque Garimbo, Vincente Luque. I was worried for him. After the brain bleed, I've been like kind of worried whenever he fights, and then that Buckley performance where he just kind of like cowers. I don't know. Little scary, but he got it done. Knocked him down. Anaconda. Brian Battle weight bullied his way to a unanimous decision against Randy Brown. After missing weight, he lost the first round. He was doing this weird block where he would go answer the phone and then like frame. It was odd. And then he kind of just held him against the fence. It was a night for holding against the fence. Weidman and Eric Anders. Weidman jumps the gilly and can't get up because he's too old. Gets finished on the ground. Pretty sad. Joshua Van. His boxing is so crisp. Jordan wrestled a ton in the first round and then came out in the second round and was kind of gassed. And then Joshua Van started putting it on him. But Durden was showing this uppercut, and Van is usually really good to the body. Like, he'll rip crazy combinations to the body. But he didn't throw as many body shots as I feel like he would because of that uppercut. Van is even small for the flyweight division. Obviously, there's no weight below that. But he's small. And when he gets down for those body shots, he's vulnerable coming up the middle. So I think he strayed away from the body shots a little bit because of that threat. But he was just piecing him up to the head and got the unanimous decision. Chiesa looked pretty good. Max Griffin, I think, was kind of like thrown off by the awkwardness of Chiesa, and Chiesa can do that on the feet. Like in Chiesa's fight against Luque, Chiesa was like beating him on the feet just by being weird and like blitzing in with the left hand and then going to like a takedown right away. Chiesa's striking is awkward, and then he mixes it in with his grappling, similar to Aljamain Sterling. I must have missed the whole page. No, I didn't. I just skipped. Yeah. Chase Hooper. That was nice. His scrambles are really cool. The way he like figure forward that arm, like, I don't know exactly how to describe the position, but the way he was scrambling and then reshooting and hopping on the back and then falling off to the armbar, and the way he finished the armbar was really nice. Just solid performance from Chase Hooper. And then Kennedy did what he was supposed to do. That right hook though was tight. His right hook in the southpaw stance is really tight. Thumb up. It was like a shovel, not one of those thumb down ones. Shovel tight. Just clipped the chin perfectly. Overall, pretty good night of fights. Was disappointed, honestly, with with the fact that they didn't put Aljo and Movsar on the main card, but I'll talk about that later. I'm actually not too disappointed because I can now watch Aljo and Movsar back on UFC Fight Pass, and I don't have to pay for it. But Shavkat and Ian Gary was pretty disappointing. It was a decent, not great fight. But yeah, overall, pretty fun night of fights. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. Peace.